Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Runt's journey to become the greatest of all time. In this video, we're going down memory lane facing off against his old school Holy Cross and his alma mater Georgetown. But first we gotta check in on recruiting. They're calling Coach the king of the 3-star, as he once again signs a large class of 3-stars, a couple of big man and some guards to go with it. Unfortunately, that's not enough to make our AD happy, as he is upset we're falling off of national TV after losing 2 games in a row. And the AD's not the only one losing interest, as our fan support's going down. Our band, student section, crowd, and cheerleaders all downgrading a level. So it seems the honeymoon phase is over, and Coach is going to have to start making some changes, and that first change is going to be moving Bill Manley into the starting lineup over Tommy Stanford. Both good players, but Bill has looked very good as a complementary piece, 3-and-D type of wing, and we'll see how he looks against UAB. We pick up a win in Sim, nothing big from Bill Manley, but Tommy Stanford looking good off the bench, so maybe that is going to work out. We'll have to see how it looks over the next few games. First against Washington State at home. This is a very quality team, rated the same as us. If we need to jump in, we will, but we're up big early. Alonzo Clay and Russ Love having a great game, combining for over 50 points together, and we win by 18 in a big game for our resume. Next up, we have one game and then going to play against Holy Cross. Not sure who this school is, but we end up losing by 8 on the road. I've never even heard of this school, and we end up losing to them, giving up 25 points to their center, who's only a 71 overall. Just an embarrassing performance looking past our opponent. And that is going to do a ton of damage to our resume. Certainly Coach Runt's worst loss as a head coach, but we got to drag ourselves off the mat and be ready to take on Holy Cross. Not the best rated, but they're going to be playing with all the motivation in the world in this one. Not the same team, but a lot of familiar faces. Derek Dickerson, Jamal Banks, Damon Angelo coming off the bench. But oddly enough, John Anthony not really getting much playing time. He was one of the main draws for us to stay there, but the new coach must not like him. And we are actually going to jump in at halftime of this one, only up by 3 points, not shooting great, especially from 3, and giving up a lot of turnovers. You can still feel Coach Runt's impact on this roster, as they're playing very similar to how we did, getting a lot of steals, getting up more shots than their superior opponent to try to even the odds, and it's working right now as they're only down by 3. And already coming off a bad loss against a highly motivated team, Coach Runt's going to have to pull his guys together here. Early in the second half, the frustration not really going away, as struggling to find much offense. Luckily some good offensive rebounding, getting us a lot of opportunities, and we're still able to score. That size and talent differential is certainly real here, but we still need to play a better second half to avoid a really bad 2-game skid. Coach unfortunately seeing the fruits of his labor last year, as some of these guys really showing up and making a major impact, Derek Dickerson being one of them. He does get blocked there though, and we are running the fast break the other direction. Good find from Winters, and Manley with a huge dunk in transition, pull up on the rim, getting the crowd going. Momentum on our side with the lead at 9, but a big 3 there silences the crowd. And then Rivera cuts it down to 4. Both teams want to play up-tempo. That can cause a lot of back and forth, as they're now on a 7-0 run with the shot from Jamal Banks. And it goes from bad to worse as Carson gets a charge trying to make a move in the post. Just like that, all momentum gone, and they have evened it back up with 9 minutes left. Alonzo Clay looking to get the offense going, gets the pick and roll, gets double teamed, and what a pass through traffic. Nice dunk to finish it off by Braxton, who then gets a block on the other end. Clay with an open lane. Look at that windmill! And like that, the momentum is back as Angelo, the veteran guard, gets a nice finish over our big there. But then Tommy Stanford right there to answer back. Coach looking a little shorter than he used to in Holy Cross with the Tennessee roster. Looking to call a timeout, get things organized once again, and that's not going to help, as once again Smokey running into the camera. Gotta wonder when that bit is going to run stale. But a loose ball now, and Ty Carson, usually sure with the ball, gets an over and back in the chaos there. But the very next possession, Holy Cross throwing the ball away, finding Winters, and we're back up 4 with 5 minutes left. Bill Manley, always a threat from the corner, finds Winters and another huge dunk to get the crowd going. Holy Cross on the other end, wide open man, and we're going to have to foul him, send him to the line. Ty Carson is not happy about it. But look at that crowd, a full stadium, one of the biggest venues in college basketball, and just about every seat is filled up to see Coach take on his old team. He wants to make sure these fans leave happy. Alonzo Clay not able to get that one. They don't want to give him a lot of looks like that, but they're moving the other direction, and a pull-up in transition. They're going to give him 3. Foot maybe looked on the line there, but now just like that, we are back down. And good movement. Manley's going to get to the line. They aren't happy about it. But the very next possession, they get a call of their own and are able to pull right back ahead. Out of the free throw, jumping right into the press. And it's working, but some skip passes. Finds Carson. He then swings it across to Manley, and we're back on top. Coach Runt's team's always going to be entertaining, so when a former one faces off against the current one, things like this are going to happen. A turnover into a major dunk. The Volunteers are not pulling any punches, even in the big moments, going for the style points. But once again, no quit in this Crusaders team, and it's back to a 1-point game. They are forced to play the foul game, and we're extending the lead to 3 with some good free throws from Ty Carson. Coach Runt's elderly-looking replacement trying to draw something up. Enough time for a 2, but we'll see if they end up going for the 3. Big skip pass over to the center, Rivera, and he nails the clutch 3. The back and forth continues. Volunteers holding for the last shot. Alonzo Clay to the mid-range. Bang! Alonzo Clay saves Coach Runt's ego as he just barely hits the shot to stave off the upset. The last second heave is no good. Almost shockingly close there, but Alonzo Clay flying around the court. Coach greeting his former assistant, giving him some wise words, and this Tennessee crowd is going to go home happy. An impressive balanced performance from the team, of course led by the Alonzo Clay, but good to see Bill Manley settling into his role as well. Next, we got another easy one on the road, but we know now we cannot overlook anyone even with all D- grades, and we certainly did not overlook Cal State Fullerton. 106-48, and now we travel to Georgetown, number 4 in the country. This game being played on CBS. 2 teams with similar expectations early on, but Georgetown exceeding them and Tennessee not quite meeting them yet. What an opportunity to flip that narrative though. Georgetown with a lot of options in the 80s. Center and power forward lead the team in scoring, but everyone is capable on this roster. Bit of an undersized point guard at 5'10", and with our big wings and guards could be something to look to. But here we are. Coach Runt, if you remember, a Georgetown alum. He's got a lot of familiarity with this stadium, particularly sitting on the bench at this stadium, so it'll be an easy transition. Or maybe not so much, as we are getting off to a slow start with this Coach Runt-led team once again looking a little shell-shocked away from home. What was that bounce? Luck seeming to play a factor as well here, but nonetheless took a minute for the Volunteers to settle in. But they are doing so now with the good pressure defensively. Unfortunately, not enough to get the stop there, but still hanging around a little bit. Bill Manley productive as that 3-and-D archetype. And Alonzo Clay is always going to be a shooter no matter where. Not a hot start from him or the team, and Coach Runt's got some words for his boys coming off the court. Hey, you're embarrassing me in front of my college friends. Still hanging around a little bit, but Hardy becoming a problem as he's just scoring whenever he wants to. Luckily, the 3-point shooting is keeping us in the game here. Alonzo Clay in particular is always going to want to shoot and try to keep us in these games, but it's going to take more than just that, especially with their guys hitting shots like that. We've been hanging around, but it seems like it's just a slinky where we get close and they go on a run, and then we get behind and then we go on a run. Definitely a frustrating game for everyone wearing orange, but as we're winding down the half, Georgetown gaining confidence and trying to extend the lead. Trying to bury the Volunteers before the half, and it is working. as they extend the lead to 16. Their biggest lead of the game, but Russ Love finds Manley, who gives it right back to him, and a terrible possession turns into a buzzer beater. Hopefully that can finally get us some momentum going into the half. These stats do not look good, getting totally outshot, out-rebounded, and points in the paint is 24-2. We are definitely a shooting type of team, but that is just tough to recover from that sort of disadvantage. But coming out of the second half, you can see some life in Coach Runt's team. Not sure if it was the Love buzzer beater or just a nice halftime speech, but another turnover there. Russ Love running the break right past everyone. Tough finish over two big guys. 0-3 this year when trailing at the half, and we were trailing big to a good team on the road. So tall task even with some momentum here, and that momentum gonna continue. Alonzo Clay turns it into a 10-0 run. Nothing like the score bug jinx. As soon as it says they've been scoreless, they find a bucket. But Russ Love not deterred, pushing it right back at them, driving and finding Bill Manley, who's always going to be solid from the corner. These two guards just taking turns doing a great job running the offense. Pick and roll here, gets to a spot, fade away mid-range, and it's a 4-point game. And now all of a sudden, pressuring the ball, turning into turnovers, Georgetown panicking, Alonzo Clay on the break, 2-point game. And would you look at the bench, getting excited, taking a seat, and then getting fired up once again. And the Hoyas just unraveling here. A block, fast break, Russ Love cutting through traffic, finds Carson, and a reverse dunk in traffic. Tie game, and this crowd is silent. This team is not scared to go for the risky dunk in the big moments. And the ball swinging around finds Bill Manley in the corner, and we're up by 3 with 10 minutes to play. Georgetown needs a break. Not sure if this is during the Patrick Ewing era, but that could be him potentially. Don't think it would be Patrick Ewing, but we're just going to roll with it as they are hitting the layup there to make it a 3-point game now. But our offense still rolling here. They have finally awoken though, and it's turning into a nice back and forth. Coach Runt wants to turn up the pressure now that they're starting to settle into this half, but Georgetown able to calm it down, find some good passes and an open shot, and it's a 2-point game. And now our team, not wanting this momentum to slip away, getting a little anxious, and it's going to be a charge. Luckily able to get a stop and a fast break opportunity the other way. Ty Carson going for it again. This team, man, it's flashy dunks no matter the situation. And it's working right now. Once again, able to get momentum and turn it now to a 6-point game. Back down to 4 as Carson getting double teamed. Finds a deep 3 from Alonzo Clay, getting contested by 2 guys. And then you just cannot keep leaving Bill Manley open from the corner. He's just making a living over there. It's a 10-point lead with time running out for Georgetown. They do hit a 3 there to cut into it, but it is now or never for the Hoyas. Alonzo Clay, another deep 3 in transition, and it's a 12-point game. Tennessee shooting nearly 50% from 3. Normally a good shooting team, but that is just absurd. And one of the best second halves you'll see at a critical point in the season. Could be the turning point to hopefully a deep tournament run for this Tennessee team, and you can feel the excitement. They know the significance of what just took place. Alonzo Clay putting up 32 points and 9 rebounds. Chris Hardy with 24 and 5 himself for the Hoyas. But the Volunteers showing some life, doing what good teams do, and going and playing spoiler in a tough environment. A great game overall from everyone, but the second half especially, where this is special. Alonzo Clay with 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 out of 7, and 4 of 5 from 3. Just absolutely putting the team on his back. In the second half, we outscored him 51-26, outplaying him in just about every category. What a game. Quick before we wrap up, we pick up one more win against Robert Morris by about 30 points, and that leaves us even with 4 losses sitting just outside of the top 25, comfortably in the tournament as of now, but still got to face Michigan State and the SEC conference schedule gauntlet. A lot of chances for big wins, but we cannot let too many losses stack up to the point where they will not put us in the tournament, but hopefully start moving up that seed line too. that's going to do it for this video. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Probably going to slow down to every other week on the big uploads, but starting to work on putting more shorts up there and trying to get a little bit more reach with that. But we will see you next time.